Hey guys, today we're going to do something fairly different. We have The Cure. The Cure is a band that I haven't really listened to just yet, and I mean, I have listened to Boys Don't Cry. That's the only song that I ever heard from them. So I do want to embark on this journey to see what their discography is all about. And we're gonna start with Just Like Heaven, which is apparently one of their biggest singles. Not really sure if that's true or not, but it's one of their biggest songs, so I want to see what their top peak, I guess, popular song is supposed to be, and we'll see where we go from there. If you like this video, then leave a like, subscribe, and also comment down below what other The Cure songs that I should do in the future. But yeah, from what I researched, The Cure is led by Robert Smith, which is the vocalist, which is usually the guy who gets the most attention, to be honest. And they have been labeled as gothic rock, which I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean. Like, what does it sound? Is it the, aesthetic or something else, maybe? Not really sure. Guess we're gonna find out together. And I also saw that they do new wave stuff as well in their late years. Like, I think they formed in 1976 and they continued towards the 80s until they disbanded. Not really sure how that went, but they had some lineup changes and everything else. And that's pretty much all I know for now. So if you guys want to tell me some important info about the song or the band itself, then comment down below as well. But yeah, this is 3 minutes long. We have the subtitles right here, and hopefully I'll try to also dissect the lyrics to see what it talks about as well. But the sound is also very important. That's why I have a really good headphone right here. And let's jump right in 3, 2, 1, play. I like the bass already. It does remind me already of New Wave. Interesting the choice for acoustic. That is a really cool little tone right there. The song sounds fun, if you know what I mean. I'm really enjoying it. That's all I can say. So there are like 5 members maybe? Or 4? Well, this is clearly a love song, if I had to guess. This is pretty catchy. I wonder if that was the bridge or the chorus. I think it was the bridge. Maybe. I'm not sure. I have a feeling. I'm going to pause real quick because this is apparently the middle of the song and it's just going to be some instrumental. But we'll rewind just to make sure we don't miss anything. But already this is pretty interesting because it sounds like new wave. It sounds like the 80s, if you know what I mean. And it also sounds pretty good. And I'll probably, if I had to guess, come back to this video a lot of times after watching this for the first time right here. because it's very catchy and it will probably be like a good song, just like Boys Don't Cry, which I listen to regularly when I want to do something like, I don't know, study or play video games. It's just a song in the background. You don't really need to be immersed itself. You just need to feel good from the song, you know? It's just a background song that you will help that will help you to do whatever you're doing. So I'll probably come back to this video as well. But yeah, one thing that I noticed is that it started with an acoustic guitar, I think, I'm pretty sure. And then it turned into the electric one. I'm not sure if it continued or not. But we do have the keyboard, the drums. I don't know any of their names except for Robert Smith. I think one of them is called Jason Cooper, but I can't really pinpoint which one that is. But I can pinpoint who the vocalist is, that's for sure. And they do have an identity. They do have like a, uniform and everything. So that's a very cool thing to have in a band, you know. It's very, what do you call it? Unique, very identifying. You can really see from far away who they are. But yeah, I wonder before this or after this song if they did some experimental stuff, like how diverse their discography is, you know? Like I want to see if maybe they just did new wave or if they did something very heavy metal or grunge or anything like that before or after the song. I'm not sure. That's why you guys can comment what the future songs are going to be. But yeah, let's continue. Not from here. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I think from here it's fine. Yeah. This is a feel-good song too. I wonder where they're from, by the way. Probably from Europe, right? I feel like many people would probably have the song as like a memory song that makes you feel nostalgia, maybe? Tell me in the comments. This is probably the chorus. That's the title of the song. Okay, so I think that's the end. Actually, that's not the end, that's the cure. Okay, that was cringe. But yeah, it was a really good song, honestly. I am going to analyze the lyrics just to find out more about what they're talking about. Maybe it's just a fun love song. There's nothing really deep about it, or maybe there's some possible trauma that we need to unravel from this. I don't know, because we're gonna find out. But yeah, overall, I really like the sound of the song. It's very well produced. I don't think it was like, completely unbalanced or anything like that. The guitars and the keyboards, everything just blends in perfectly and works to make a very harmonious sound that really embraces all of the members of the band properly without really shadowing anybody. Like for example, I really like the bass at the start. It kind of vanished away after a while, but it's always there in the background doing its own stuff. So it's very nice that they started with that, like this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's bass. And there's also two guitars, I think. Either that's two guitars or there's an acoustic one, I'm not really sure. then the acoustic one vanishes, I think. Let me see if I'm going crazy and I'm just, like... No, maybe there was no acoustic guitar. Maybe I am going crazy. But yeah, this was a really cool song, and let's see what the lyrics are talking about. Okay, so I read a little bit of the lyrics and tried to come up with my own interpretation, but also, looked at the other interpretation of the lyrics. So we have some verses right here, and the basic description of the song is pretty much summarized by Smith, which told Blender in 2003. The song is about hyperventilating, kissing and fainting to the floor. Mary dances with me in the video because she was the girl, so it had to be her. The idea is that one night like that is worth 1,000 hours of drudgery. But yeah, apparently I'm not sure if Mary is supposed to be his wife. I don't know any lore, I don't know any history of the band, but from what I've seen in the notes and everything, it's supposed to be a song for his wife, about his wife, to his wife, and I feel like that's very very nice, very cute. So, but we also have a little bit of a complication. It's more complex than just a Beatles love song, it shows a little bit more of the, what do you call it, dark side of the, not the moon, dark side of love. Um, Not dark side of love, but like how love can also be something very that can hurt you deep inside, even though you also feel good about it. So, for example, I'll read some verses and I'll try to come up with my own interpretation. Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. Threw her arms around my neck. I feel like that's just, a couple just having fun. Show me how you do that trick. I think it has something to do with magic because the vocalist, the writer, told in an interview was about magic, I think, or related to that. The one that makes me laugh or scream, threw her arms around my neck. So it's just a couple having fun. I don't think there's anything really that meaningful. Show me how you do it, and I promise that I'll run away with you. I'll run away with you. So this is pretty much just a confession that he actually does like her a lot, and that he wants to run away with her, that he wants to pretty much just ditch his entire life to live another life with her. So I feel like that's very, very nice. Spinning on that dizzy edge, kiss her face and kiss her head. I think it has something to do with a night in some place that I don't really remember. I don't think it's in here on the notes, but I think the vocalist talked about him being on the edge of a. I'm not really sure. I think it was a coast or something, and he was pretty much drunk, if I remember correctly from what I read, and pretty much he kissed her to the point of hyperventilating and fainting to the floor, and feeling dizzy on the edge of death, pretty much. Dreamed of all the different ways I had to make her glow. So that's pretty much, all the different ways that he had to make her laugh, to make her scream, and everything else. Why are you so far away? She said. Why won't you ever know that I'm in love with you? That I'm in love with you. So this is pretty much maybe a disconnection, or the couple's feeling, like maybe he doesn't really know how to express his feelings correctly, so that she knows that he loves her, or vice versa. Not really sure. I'm not really that what do you call it? Parasocial to dig in the relationship and know every detail about it. Maybe you guys do. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty much somebody who maybe wants to have their alone time, and that alone time can also mean that, the person is not interested in another perspective. But it's just, some people just want to be alone, some people just need to be alone, and you cannot ask for anything else. You can just leave them alone, and then they'll feel better later. I believe in social battery. I feel like there's probably a thing such as social battery. You strange as angels, dancing in the deepest oceans, twisting in the water, you're just like a dream. So it's pretty much just, fantasizing about her, like turning her into an idea instead of like a realistic person. Um, making her feel superior, like a goddess or something like that. Strange as angels dancing in the deep oceans. That is an interesting way to describe that. Daylight licked me into shape. I must have been asleep for days, so he pretty much just fainted away. And moved my lips to breathe her name. I opened up my eyes and found myself alone above a raging sea that stole the only girl I loved and drowned her deep inside of me. So I wonder what that means, like if that's supposed to feel melancholic, because reading that it does feel very melancholic, or if it's just like he loved her so much that she's drowning deep inside of him. Maybe that's the issue, maybe that's the problem. Maybe the raging sea is supposed to be something like his feelings, his heart, his mind, himself, and he's all alone, but the ocean, which is himself, has swallowed her whole, and she's deep inside of him in a way that is probably problematic. Maybe he cannot express his feelings correctly because of that. Maybe he gets too nervous to say anything. So the other party, the other person, also thinks that maybe he doesn't love her back. But in actuality, it's the other way around. He loves her too much that he cannot express that. That's what I think. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire song, the lyrics and everything. So that was a fun little analysis. I feel like that's very nice lyrics compared to the usual stuff that you read in music. Usually people just want to express their either loneliness, sadness, melancholy, a very deep personal issue or something like that, but this was more of a it was more positive than negative, I would say. There was some negative parts, I guess, but it was more positive, yeah. But yeah, that was a nice song. I really enjoyed Just Like Heaven. The original video is in the description if you want to listen to that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, comment on that song, and bye.